John Fetterman made a choice, and that choice is that he will not stand with the people who put him in office. He played a big game where he tried to pretend to be progressive to win the Senate seat. And after winning, that guy showed his real colors.
Why did you think it was important to shake President Trump's hand?
Well, of course, that's the president. You don't have to agree with everything. You can be in a different party.
Imagine being a guy from a party that gave you a position to do something better for the people. And instead of providing value to them, you try to change your behavior just to make the opposing party leader happy.
Some people were surprised you wore a suit and tie.
I'm not sure why that's news. Yes, I do. I do dress like a slob. But I mean, for me, I'm gonna respect the event, respect, that's the dress code, of course. So for me, it was an opportunity to hear these things. And I think there was enough there that I could say, hey, I want to acknowledge that I think that's a good thing.
This moron is literally telling Democrats that he wears a suit just to make Trump happy. Throughout the conversation, he praises the opposition, but the moment a reporter asks why he doesn't just join the Republican Party, he bristles. We're going to watch that moment, but as always, press the bell notification after subscribe, and here we go.
Do you think your colleagues, Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, conducted themselves the right way by that metric?
I'm saying I just disagree with that.
What he's really trying to say is that he condemns their actions, but he can't state it openly here because he thinks it may create some kind of consequences for him.
I'm going to criticize it, but I'm going to say that's just not something I choose. And I think I walked around and I realized that half my colleagues were gone. And now if they want to boycott it, that's their choice. But I think overall, I don't see that coming back to, I remember back in 2009 when, I forget his name, Joe Wilson, yelled. I mean, that was really provocative and shocking to people. And that had bipartisan, they condemned that. And now here it's just part of the now where it's just kind of like, here it is. So I think something's lost when, if that becomes like the new normal.
Do you think President Trump is responsible for that new normal?
I think we're all part of it too, and I do think we have to find a way. If we can be in the same room, we can disagree on these things. You don't have to sign off on everything. You don't have to agree with everything. And now, if I hear something that I agree with or I like that, hey, I'm going to stand up and clap for those things. And I think. And if someone's angry that I shook the president's hand as he walked in, I think that's on them. And I think some of the people that were angry that I did that, they didn't really have a problem when Mandami visited with the White House too. So, like, if we refuse to talk to the other side, I mean, that's the only one that really loses, that's America.
So now you're trying to compare yourself to Mamdani to cover up your real agenda. But if we look at the ground reality, Mamdani has openly criticized Trump multiple times, and the only reason he met with him was to push for affordable housing, because he's fighting for his people. Don't ever compare yourself to him.
Let's turn to the midterm elections for a second. This message the president delivered obviously very much aimed at that. Do you think it would be good for the country for Democrats to retake at least one chamber of Congress in the fall?
I'm a Democrat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So then it would be a good thing.
I think that is the question.
I mean, the House. I mean, you don't need to have a degree to know that. Yeah, that's going to happen. I mean, that's not just, it's a fact. Just look at the history. You know, the party in power. There's backlash and now it's already, I think the margin's already just a couple seats already. So yeah, that'll flip. And now if the Senate might be in play, so and that means it. So for me, as someone that the only one I think that's flipped a red seat for blue, and now that makes it even mathematically possible to regain the majority here in the Senate.
And you still fully intend to continue to be part of the Democratic Party no matter what?
We've talked about this.
I know we have.
It's just, it's like the numbers bear it out. I vote in the 90s%, of that. I mean, you can look it up. It's a fact. I'm not changing the party, and I might clap for some things that I agree. But when you represent Pennsylvania, that's there. It's like, hey, we would all love like a a blue state, then you can really just have to talk to one side. But for me, it's a special responsibility if you represent Pennsylvania that, we have to find a way forward.
Yeah, I mean, I think the question there really is about the reality that there are some Democrats that are considering challenging you in your race, potentially, should you, of course, decide to run for re-election. In a potential re-election, would you want President Trump's endorsement in Pennsylvania?
What I'm saying, it's like anyone's entitled, but it's very strange. If anyone is a Democrat, I'm not sure. It's like the guy that flipped a red seat. And someone now, it's like now my record is solid Democrat. So, whatever's possible. So for me, where I'm at, here we are. Don't we all want the kind of Democrat that can flip a seat? That's the one thing that matters. There's no drama, who's going to be in California or in Massachusetts, where it is the states that really matter about the big dance. They all come down to those specific kinds of states. And now somebody, in Morning Consult a couple weeks ago, I'm up 15 points. I mean, that's so.
Fair
I think.
enough.
Yeah, so now I'm not defending the president, but I will say he hasn't defied a single court order yet. He hasn't. And there was the big freak out that he was going to run in 28. And I'm like, no, he's not going to run. That's not going to happen. And now, of course, he's not going to run.
What's your relationship with him like now?
I wouldn't, whatever. But my point, it's like if I have something to say, it's not going to be, in an insult. It's not going to be extreme things. When you have members of Congress calling him a piece of shit and things, crazy. It's like you just don't, I'll always talk and speak, with respect, because I really want to find a way forward to wins in Pennsylvania. And that's not going to change. And I know some people just want the professional wrestling kind of thing. I know what pays the bills. Can you call someone a piece of shit? Can now put that in an email? Can you chip in $10 to help me smash the oligarchy or whatever? Yeah, you can have a much better quarter. But for me, I'd rather be just play it straight and treat people on both sides as respect.
That's the loud and clear message he's sending, that he doesn't give a damn what his party or his voters think. At this point, it straight up looks like he's backing MAGA. Fetterman has recently made several statements against the Democrats that raise questions about the party's reputation. And this time, I want to hear your opinion. What do you guys actually think is the reason behind John Fetterman's sudden change? Let me know in the comments.